Hello and welcome back to AD Draws. Today we're going to be carrying on with the picture of Rick and Morty from the previous video. Before we start, again, this is one of my previous pieces that I did. This was the first piece that I kind of did when I tried to do something that was a little bit more realistic. It's a Scarlett Johansson piece that I just started drawing one day. Figured I'd give it a try. Not sort of hyper realistic, obviously, but just something to kind of get the element of realism in there. Again, it's something that I'll probably do a bit more on the channel at some point. But yeah, that was a piece that I did previously. So this is where we left the Rick and Morty the piece at the end of the last video. Now what I'm going to do is going to be doing some using some Prismacolor Premier pencils today in order to actually do my standard style, which is giving it another level of colour that that will hopefully bring it out the page quite heavily. So to kick off, I will kind of start doing this in real time, but I will very soon kick it into time lapse, just because it is a very time-consuming process. You have to keep the pencil sharp, you have to keep switching out the colours, you have to add sort of multiple layers to the actual picture itself. So it's just a case of kind of getting in there and going for that. So what I'm going to do is, working on the base colour, just start applying in sort of little circles the base colour that I'm going to be putting on. So first of all, I'll just start somewhere kind of out of the way to do a bit of a warm-up almost in there. Now on some of these colours you won't necessarily see too much of a difference from the underlying colour, because I have coloured it using the Copic markers first. But as the colour builds up, then you should see a kind of a transition there from the more flat colour that we've got here to something that's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more standing out on the page. And these pencils as well, they are sort of fine art pencils, quite waxy in their nature, and they do blend together quite nicely as well, which is again the other reason that I tend to use these. In fact, you can get a smoother finish with these than you can with pretty much any other medium that I've seen outside of paint, where obviously you've got liquid that is actually going between the colours themselves. So as you'll be able to see, I'm just going over the transitions between the two areas really, just to kind of get the colour into the grain or the tooth of the paper, and working from that in order to build up what is a smooth finish on the colours themselves. Now I have taken some time before this video to select these colours, just because making sure that I've got the ones that actually match, just making sure the other camera there was running. It does take quite a while. I have got the Prismacolor set that comes with 150 colours, and because of that there's quite a lot of different tones to deal with, and some of the colours work better than others together. So as you can see just from that one particular piece, it does start to kind of blend through quite a lot, and the final, what you tend to do is just press a bit harder with each layer that you're going, as you blend the colours through, to get that fine smooth finish. And like I say, just wanted to start somewhere that was a bit out of the way, just to give you a bit of an idea of how it can actually be done. but having done that now, and you being able to see kind of hopefully a little bit of the difference, I will stop the video there and then move this into a time lapse, and then start to kind of fill in the rest of the colours from here on out. So yeah, with that I will stop the video and get the time lapse going. So welcome back. The colouring is now done on the picture. The last stage that I tend to go through is to use a black pen, a slightly different pen this time, a Pigma pen, but with a different tip in order to actually go over the lines again and just kind of really bring them out. I'm not going to do edging around the portal, just so that it sits on the page and everything else comes out in front of that. But now, yeah, just to go through the line work of this again. And the key for this is to just, have a layer that sort of sits on top of, and as you can see, each time you do it, sit on top of the coloured pencil and just make everything stand out a little bit more. Now, I am using these very specific types of Pigma pens, but you can actually do and get a similar effect, maybe not quite so dark, of using a black pen, a pencil from sort of a Prismacolor black, which I've done in the past as well, and that can be quite a good way to actually get the same effect if you don't have access to these. Just because the tips on the fine liners don't particularly like going over the coloured pencil, because it is very waxy, it tends to clog them up, and so you find that actually what you'll just do is wear your pens out and have to get new ones. So once I've done this little bit, again, it'll take quite a while, so I will put it back into one final stage of time lapse and just finish off the second stage of inking, and then can come back to show you the finished image. Like I say, this is the style that I tend to normally work in, or have historically worked in. It does take a little bit longer, but you can get some really nice effects with that. So based on that, I will now put it back into some time lapse and finish off the picture. So I have now finished the picture. I'll just put that there. The pen that I was using did actually in fact run out during that, so I actually went back to the method of using the black pencil. The key thing is making it look, keeping it nice and sharp when you're actually doing the lines, and then you can get it to cut in very well. I just finished the image off then with a white gel pen to kind of pick out some of the elements of the portal there, to give us the finished image. So this is the type of art that I would normally do. If you'd like to see more, if you've got anything specifically that you're interested in seeing, then please do let me know in the comments below or on Instagram at AD Kitchen. But that being said, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.